All right, you guys, my hiking boots are on. My hiking backpack is on. I'm ready to go. As a part of my new goal of writing every day and hiking or walking or somehow working towards hiking mountains this summer every day, I get to go for a hike right now. And then after I get back later this afternoon/evening, I'm gonna do another chapter of editing as I continue to work on draft 5 of my high fantasy book, Project DE. And it's just gonna be a good day. Currently it is 68 degrees, the high is 75, so let's go chase some waterfalls. I just got to the hike Trailhead and I was listening to a podcast, I'll put it up right here, but where I just stopped that podcast to go on my hike, they just said the power is in progress, and I feel like that's very applicable with where I am in my life right now and with what I'm trying to do. And so on that note, let's go on a hike. I just bent down to feel how cold the water was in the river, and my phone totally fell out of my backpack and into the water, but we're still filming, so it seems to be okay. That's just the first time I've dropped my new phone, and of course it was in a puddle on some rocks. Got back from my little Cinco de Mayo party that I was at like midnight, and I was very, very tired, but this is something that I've told myself that I want to do. I want to prioritize my writing, aka my editing right now, and my preparation for hiking later this summer. And so I sat down, I did 5 minutes of editing. I basically just reread 164 words. I made a couple tweaks, but it was very, very easy. So I did 5 minutes, but progress is progress. That is 164 more words that now I have done. So with that, we have successfully completed day 2 of my writing and hiking prioritization. And now I get to go to bed. Today is Saturday, May 7th. I did not actually end up doing any writing yesterday. And last night I was feeling just fine with that. And then today I was kind of disappointed about the fact that I didn't actually do any editing or writing. But at the same time, I enjoyed how I spent my day yesterday, and I still was able to go for a walk and do some like hiking practice is what I'm gonna call it. And then so far today it is 2:16 p.m. I'm gonna go run a couple errands because there's a couple things that I just need to get taken care of, but then I'm hoping that I will get to editing earlier on in the day today that I did, yesterday, because it just kept getting kind of like pushed off. And then I thought I was gonna have time to do it after my walk and after like straightening my hair and everything before I went to a Western bar with some of my friends, but that did not end up happening. And so I don't know if I have any plans tonight or not. It is a Saturday, but I don't know what I'm doing this evening. But like I said, it's like 2:16 p.m. I'm gonna go run some errands. I'm gonna come back, probably make myself some more food, and then hopefully get into writing. My fingers are crossed that I'm not gonna have that much work to do today. I have had to do a little bit so far, but I'm hoping that that is kind of now done for the day, but we will kind of have to see because I need to go back in and check a couple things for work. So with that, let's go run some errands, and then at some point I will also need to like go for a walk, but I will probably just go walk on a treadmill for a while because the air quality is really bad today. I feel like I'm just stalling and I just need to get up and start doing things. It is now later. The air quality did end up clearing up a little bit, so I am now on my way to a sunset hike, but I'm a little late, so I might actually miss the sunset, but at least I'm gonna get outside, stretch my legs a little bit and everything, and I'm looking forward to being outside. So I just finished editing a chapter. I just finished what is technically chapter 8, even though I think that in draft 5 it's chapter 7 because I've deleted a chapter in draft 5. But I just finished editing that one. I had already done about half of it, and so then tonight basically I edited 1,300-ish words, but the chapter in total is like 2,600 words, and so I did about half the chapter tonight, but I finished the chapter, which means that I can now mark chapter 8 as completed for draft 5. It also looks like I added about 100 words to this chapter, which I think is fair. I think it needed it. And even though I was deleting some things in this chapter, I was rewriting and adding things. I honestly wasn't super sure whether or not I was gonna have words added this time around or if I was gonna have words detracted from this chapter, but it ended up being about 100 words more than it was when it started, but that means that that is another chapter down. My next chapter is short at like 600 words, but I'm gonna save that for tomorrow because now it is after midnight and I am also attempting to somewhat save my sleep schedule, so I would like to go to bed. Overall, had a very good day. Overall, have had a good past couple of days, and I look forward to continuing this trend and continuing to place my emphasis and my intentions into writing/editing draft 5 and being creative and hiking and walking and working on my cardiovascular ability so that I can climb mountains this summer. I didn't feel like vlogging yesterday on May 8th, and I didn't end up going for a walk because the weather was very like gray and cloudy and I just was not feeling inspired to get outside. I probably would have felt better if I had, but oh well. It was just one day and I still got to do some writing, and so I will call that a success because I'm still working towards my goals even though I didn't work towards both of them yesterday. I did edit chapter 9 in draft 5 of Project DE. I cut out 18 words technically, which means that I edited 585 words in about 15 minutes. It wasn't a ton of work, but it was progress, and progress is what we're going for. And then so far today on May 9th, I have actually started far earlier than I normally do because now it is almost 1 p.m. instead of 1 a.m. And I just finished editing another chapter. It was chapter 11 because I was actually adding chapter 11 to chapter 9 and kind of making them one chapter together. But for that, I edited 1,369 words. The new version of chapter 9 up to almost 2,000 words, which I think is a much better length than a 600 word chapter and a 1,300 word chapter. So I'm much happier with where this chapter is sitting now. The editing I've done today was pretty easy. A couple things just needed to be smoothed out in the chapter, but I'm happy with where I'm sitting. Again, it's not even, I keep wanting to say 1 a.m. It's not even quite 1 p.m. yet, and I've already started on my writing, and I've already gotten a good chunk of editing done. So I think I'm sitting in a very good place for today. I have a couple of things that I want to do next with my day, and I don't know if I want to work out first or if I would like to film a video first, but those are the next two things on my agenda, I believe. So let's get into that. I just finished filming a video. I'm now ready for the gym, so let's go work out. On May 9th, I ended up doing 1,687 words, which was about a chapter and a half, and I spent 45 minutes doing that. It felt very, very good. And I also did a leg workout at the gym because, again, working towards climbing mountains. And now today is May 10th. I have not started doing any editing yet today, but I did go for a 3-mile walk, and it was a very, very lovely, really beautiful day out. It was 50 degrees. Thought it was going to feel a lot colder, but it actually felt really nice. And it is currently 7:17 p.m. I am just relaxing and watching some New Girl, and then I will probably do some editing later tonight. It is still May 10th, and I just finished editing chapter 10. It started out at 1,557 words, and we brought it up about 100 words beyond that. I love this chapter. It's so simple, nothing crazy happens, but I think it has such good storytelling. I think that it's just so good. And I think technically now with how I've like deleted and combined chapters, it's technically chapter 9, but I've decided to start going based off of the draft 4 chapter format just so that I know theoretically where I'm at. But this chapter is just so good. Like the banter between the characters is fantastic. I feel like there's a lot of foreshadowing and information without giving anything away. I think it just hints at a lot and it really sets up some things that happen later. And I love this chapter. Like even when I was rereading my notes, I left a lot of things like really like the exchange between these two characters. So good, so satisfying, so much info. Also have some world building in there. So if you can't tell, I was hyping myself up about this chapter after I reread it in draft 4. And yes, I did smooth some things out. Overall though, I would say it was mostly just wording issues and just to make it read a little bit better, as well as fixing a couple of things like story-wise, but they were all very simple fixes. And I also came up with an idea for a progress point for later in the story based on stuff that happens in this chapter, which is something that Brandon Sanderson talks about in his writing lecture series, is showing progress. And I think I can show progress and it might also benefit a relationship later on in the story. And it's just a good idea. And I'm very excited to incorporate it. I don't know where it's going to get incorporated yet, but I'm very excited to get that part added, probably in a couple chapters. I'm currently sitting at page 40 out of 286. I'm feeling very good. In my last vlog, I did do some math and realized that I had approximately 118,000 words left. And that was on May 4th, I believe. May the 4th be with you. And may the 4th be with me in editing this beast. But basically, I figured out that if I was editing at an average rate of like 1,000 words every 30 minutes, which is roughly still what I'm doing, that's an estimated 60 more hours of editing, which is 2 months if I do like an hour every day. And I haven't quite been hitting that. Over the last week, I've done an hour, and then I did 5 minutes, and then I did nothing, and then I did 40 minutes, and then I did 15 minutes, and then I did 45 minutes, and then tonight I did 35 minutes. So I definitely have not been making the ideal time that I was kind of hoping to, but it's still definitely early on enough that I can make these changes, and I can try to actually sit down like twice a day for 30 minutes instead of just once for 30 or so minutes, so that at least I'm hitting roughly that hour mark, hopefully close to every day. I have been impressed that over the last 8 days, I have edited on 7 of them, so I am doing well on my consistency, which is good. But I do think that I can work on the time that I designate for this, especially because work doesn't seem to be crazy busy right now. Fingers crossed, I do not want to jinx that, but I think I need to start getting back into my writing routine of starting earlier on in my day, getting like 30 minutes out of the way, and then doing like 30 minutes or more later on. And I think that that is a good thing for me to shoot for, and I think is very accessible and doable for me right now. And so I think that is what I'm going to work on in my next writing vlog. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate it if you could give it a big thumbs up, because we are slowly picking away at draft 5. If this is somehow the first video that you are finding of mine and you want to see me continue to tackle draft 5 as I continue editing draft 5 of my high fantasy project DE in preparation to eventually get it traditionally published, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button and that little notification bell next to it so that you don't miss another upload, because I am currently trying to post at least once a week, if not twice a week. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Sara Lubratt, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!